Hi, this is Bob, the Party Rental Professor, with instructions of how to set up our 20 by 20 tent. Here is a diagram of the tent and the sizes of each pole. The 20 by 20 tent, as you see, has 8 legs, 4 corners, 4 middle T's that connect the legs to the perimeter poles. It has one 8-way crown on the top that connect the 4 125.5 inch and the 4 173 inch at the center peak. The 20 by 20 has 8 113 inch perimeter poles that make up the 20 by 20 square. Here we have all the parts of the 20 by 20 tent laid out before you in this installation video. Here are the 8 legs. This is the 8-way crown. Next are the 4 mid-T. Next are the 4 corners. We start the installation by laying out the 4 corners in this video, as you see here. They're all 20 feet apart. Then we lay out the 8-way crown that goes in the middle. After we do this, we lay out the 4 middle T fittings, which are placed between the 4 corners of the tent. After placing the 4 T's, we place the 8 perimeter 113 poles between the corners and the T's. After we place the 8 113 poles, they're laid down to complete the perimeter. We lay down now, as you see, both the 125 and the long 173 poles like you see here in this video. After all these poles are laid down, we lay down your legs. There are 8 legs, and now we are placing them down in position as you see in this video. So when you make up your tent, you do it exactly the same. After all the poles are laid down, we start to assemble the tent. As you see, you start connecting the corners to the perimeter poles. And now the system that we use, it's a snap-in system. There are no pins to lose with our system. We complete the perimeter by connecting all these parts, the corners and the T's, to the 113 perimeter poles. After you connect the perimeter poles, then you connect the long poles. Now, as you see the 8-way crown, the short pipes go on the 8-way crown. The short pipes on the 8-way crown go to the long 173 poles, and the long pipes on the 8-way crown go to the shorter 125.5 poles. As you see, we connect all the poles to the crown. First, the 173s are connected. And then the 125s are connected after you connect the 173s, as we are presenting to you in this video. Now that you got the top of the frame connected, you unroll the top of half of the tent on top of the frame. You can attach two of the straps from this half of the tent to both the 113 and the 125. The reason you do this is to make sure the wind doesn't blow it away. Like you see here, the wind is blowing it away. So if you connect it right away and it's windy, it will not blow away, but you should connect it in two places. By the way, never drag your tent on the ground. It will damage your tent, put holes in it. So carry it carefully like you see in this video. You can tie the 20 by 20 parts on top of the tent. It's a cleaner way to actually connect the tent than laying it on the ground. If you lay it on the ground, this could be very dirty, the ground could be muddy, you could put pinholes in the tent. So connecting the tent on top is always a better way. And this is how you lace and loop the tent together. Watch my man as you see him lacing and looping the tent together. When you do this and attach the Velcro on top, there are no leaks. You start the lacing from the center of the tent. Now that you've connected the top together and the top is laid down totally connected on the top of the frame, it's now time to put on the 4 legs. You put the 4 legs on one at a time like you see in this video. Once the 4 legs are connected, you attach the top of the tent inside with the straps of the video, like in the video. In other words, you use the buckles and the straps inside to connect the top to the perimeter poles. And you don't want to tie them too tight. You don't want to tie them too loose. You want to tie them just right where there's a little space left. This is very important, not to attach them too loose. This is now a completed tent. All you have to do is tie ropes or ratchet straps to every one of the poles that you see and drive stakes into the ground 3 feet away from each one of the poles and attach the ratchet strap or the ratchet strap or the rope to the water barrel or the stake. It's very important when you put up a tent that there's some kind of an anchoring system on every leg. Some people try to cheat. They try to take, a tent and just put an anchor on 4 corners or a stake on 4 corners or 4 very light weights on 4 corners. That could be catastrophe. You want to always make sure you have a very secure anchor on each one of the poles on every pole. It's very, very important because you don't want your tent to blow away. When you want to disassemble a tent, you just do pretty much everything in reverse. You start by disconnecting the actual straps so the top becomes loose. Then you fold back the top. You roll the top up very nicely. You start disassembling. You take out 1 leg at a time, disassemble the tent the same way you put it together. And now you've completed your job. You set up the tent, you took it down, and you've served your customer. My name is Bob with the Party Rental Superstore. I'm at 954-479-1758 or 954-594-3109. I'm the Party Rental Professor, and my mission is to help you build your party rental business, to help you learn every success tip possible so you become a party rental success. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.